you cheating on you. You know, he's a good dad. He gave you, he bears you children. Right. He has a good career. You got a mansion. You got all these things, and you still you desire attention from somebody else. But it just goes to show you the drunkenness, like the brother read the scripture. Our people are they're gone. They're complete. They're stumbling. They're slammering. They're slagging their words. They're not in control of what they're doing. They're drunk, man. And this is why this place has to be destroyed. And the minds of our women, the minds of our children, the minds of the people, primarily of our people, they're through. And them dying is going to be a beautiful thing because they're going to be taken out of their mission, like the elder said. When somebody, you try to wake them up a little, wake up. And what's somebody going to say? Auntie TT going to leave them alone, let them sleep. Let them sleep it off in the morning. You're going to get. But them sleeping is them getting put to death on this side. And then they're going to come through the seed of the elect, and they're going to be raised righteous. And they're not going to believe the things that they did, or the things they once taught, or they thought. You know, our children won't believe that we was in captivity to such a beast, man. This beast actually ruled the earth, you know. A man actually tried to get in fire jets and fight the chariots and fight the angels, and they're not going to believe you. You know, you're going to have to tell you, we're going to tell our stories to our children, and it's going to be fantastical, so to speak, man. They're not going to believe that the things of this world took place, man. The idea of a woman disrespecting her husband or talking bad to her or not obeying her husband, that's going to be a thing of the past. Like the scripture says, it's going to be a bad dream that's going to vanish away, man. Because this is what this is. This is just a bad dream, a nightmare, man.
Wait, you ever,
Salaki, if I may, because it's very hard to one train an adult in the ways that they've been raised. Scriptures talk about train up a child in his ways should never depart, which is why the Lord also made the parable that you have to be born again. So it's a miracle, man, for you to be a baby reborn in this truth, man. So, yeah, right.
The Lord made a circle around the
Right,
desert
because
he was getting rid of those old heads that just weren't. They were stuck in their way.
Yeah,
they were stuck in their way.
They were used to being in captivity. Same thing with these people now. They're so used to being in captivity. I had some. Even though he was Edomite, he told me that, I don't go your way, I go the normal way. But what's normal? What's normal? What's the way that's right or the way that's consensus?
right.
You know?
Right. I had that debate actually this morning, and with my wife, we're discussing Salakia, how of course if you're in power and you have you can change the paradigm shift of anything when you're in power because you're in power. Whatever you say is beautiful, that's what's eventually going to become beautiful. No. So we were getting into how is it possible that you can say white skin is more beautiful or better than dark skin when you have no defense against the sun? It's obvious that it's abnormal for you to look like that.
Beauty should be in function,
right?
Not in consensus,
right?
If you can't be protected by the sun, like you said as a great example, then why would you be better if the things that you need that are essential to life disappear?
Right. That's what happens when you're in power. When you're giving something, especially a rulership.
Yeah.
The idea, the concept that you create, that's going to become the normal consensus, and you can make it be whatever you want, like a utopia, whatever the hell you want. If I say, oh, Hitler, for example, right? If it was up to Hitler and he did win, it would be a known fact that having blue eyes, the way he described it, a master Aryan race, everybody will be worshiping tall men with blue eyes and blah 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 blah. You see, but again, Esau has done what he's wanted with his kingdom.
That goes into witchcraft, the way of media, billboards. You see billboards. You see the big Edomite dude, looking like Zach from Saved by the Bell, blonde hair, and that's that you shove that down your, like it's like a song that you hear on the radio. You hate that song. Yeah. It could be Soldier Boy, tell them, and they just beat that song over and over in your head. Next thing you know, you doing dance and you singing, but that melody gets inside your head. But that's the ways that they say you tell a lie, you repeat it. Eventually, people will believe it, and that's what Esau did. On the side of him telling him that he was great and that we were bad, that we were ugly, that we were wicked. You go, what's that movie, Birth of a Nation? Yeah. Now, I think this movie was in the early 19th century. The original Birth of a Nation. So this is fresh off of slavery, where they wanted to paint Jake as just niggas, terrorists,
They just making movies.
right?
I
They
was
just,
gonna say
just
it was it was not only the first like depiction of Jake, but it was like they never did pictures like that before. It was the first of its
so
kind.
what was on his mind was
Yeah.
we gotta paint these
Yep.
people
Yep.
as
Yep.
in a bad light, as bad people.
Yep.
Yeah, it came out in 1915,
Yep.
and during 1916, Woodrow Wilson actually hailed it as a movie, and this is the president.
And everybody flocked to go see that movie. Now this is fresh off of slavery. We was free, so-called free in what was it, the 18th century,
Yeah, so maybe
nonetheless.
20, 30
Right,
years before
right.
that.
And then you got after the
The oldest living slave had not yet died.
Right.
The oldest living slave died in 1971.
right.
So
So
he was
now
born in 1841 and he died in 1971.
so now and then even after the so-called freedom of slaves, you had the sharecropping, which is a system that's formed today, where you work for pennies on a dollar and basically to stay on somebody else's land. What are you when you're a renter? You're basically a sharecropper. But sharecropping, Jim Crow, segregation, and all that, you know, to all these mechanisms, all these forms to keep Jake down. But look at Jake, man. Look at Jake. We done found out who we are by ourselves, through the Spirit empower y'all by seeing outside first and foremost. But this alone is a miracle, man.
That's right.
And they paint this image to everybody, to Moab, to movies. Hollywood, you think you live in America, you think Hollywood is something of us. Hollywood reaches, the influence of Hollywood reaches the whole world, man. The whole world. These rappers take world tours, and this is what they push to the people, you know? Cops, America's Most Wanted. All this negative influence upon our people. And look, the women still flock to Jake, BET, Black Entertainment Television, MTV, right? And still we rise, man, because we're Yashala, we're the Prince of Power, we're the salt of the earth.
Right. I was watching that movie the other day, Soul Queen, right? And you had it's funny, but you had the little Edomite that got into it. You know the Edomite dude, and it goes to show you, which is very true. The Edomite dude was like, yeah, my kid, he was talking to that guy Chris Rock. Chris Rock? Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart asked him like, yo, why you so depressed? He's like, my wife wants this tall black dude from the magazine. My kid, he says I have no salt, I have no flavor, so I gotta become like these people. And my daughter says the same thing, that she wants the black, yeah, because it proves that we have the salt. It's something that Esau can't have, man.
You know, it's the soul, right? It's always soul. What does the scripture say about Esau? The soul that's lifted up to them is not right. So everything that has to do with our people is soul food, right? The food that we eat, the soul train, the dances that we do, like everything has to do with the soul and the spirit, which is of our Father. It's like of our Father. And you, Esau, ye are your father, the devil.
Right.
And the lust of your father you would do. And then what do? You murder and you lie. You know, that's of your spirit. That's of your nature. And you've been figured out. You know?
Hey, let me add one thing too. The only I said that to us, the all nations should be blessed. When you think about it, how was this place built? To us. We make this country the way it is now. We make this for the way it is now. Because that's how the nation of blessed. Whoever have the nation of Israel under captivity, they're blessed.
We just receive no credit for it. But we're not looking for credit or justification of the world, man. Because this was our punishment.
Right.
This is what's happened to us is what not to do. And this is to us is to be an example. We look at things don't go your way, you get pissed off, but you understand that you're deserving of this punishment. And guess what? Much more is coming. Because Esau's gonna come down, all right, with great wrath. All right, because of the things that we're talking about. He doesn't want to let his kingdom go. He's gonna fight the angels when he come back. How much more us? When that appointed time is given for him, he's gonna go in on the children of Israel, man. They're gonna be in our neighborhoods, all right, rounding Jacob, putting them in concentration camps, torturing us like they did in the past, all because we're righteous. They tell you that in Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter. You got something, though, bro? Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter, right? That we're contrary to them, and because we're contrary to it, come on, let us fuck with them. Let us abuse them.
Right.
Let us kill them.
Let's see if they're as righteous as they say they are, or as it is said they are.
Right, and who does that remind you of? Satan, when the Lord was in the when the Lord was fasting. What did Satan come? Oh, it was written. It was said this. Yeah, let me see you jump off this mountain. It's written that the Lord will give charge to the angels that you won't fall. But let's see, to bear you up. Let's tempt it, you know. He was tempting him, but that's why we call you the devil. That's why you're the devil, because you come in